Okay, good morning. It is just after 11 a.m. Monday, the 26th of January 2026. Just going to do a wrap on the end of the morning session as we're getting close to the end here. Um, Walking through the setups, the good setups, and then the ones that we avoided. And you can see there was two that were the valid setups that we were looking for, and I'll explain why we took these ones and skipped some of the others here that you see. So you can see coming off of Friday's strong bullish move up, was expecting some level of accumulation during the session today, which we saw during London. All this here accumulation was taking place. And so after the accumulation, as we got closer to the New York opening time, we were expecting some manipulation into this 1 hour gap. And we also have this 5-minute 200 EMA here. And so wanted to watch price come down into this gap. This is one of the theories that we were watching for, and then look for it to find support. Now, we did track this trade. This was a trade we called out a signal that we wouldn't take. We did get a signal here, but it's one that we wouldn't take, and you can see even with 1-to-1 we would have been stopped out. And the reason why we didn't take this one is we don't want to be trading into an area where, especially like an hourly gap, that might be the manipulation leg down, and then trading into an hourly gap that we're actually looking to potentially use as support. And so that's exactly what happened. So we stayed out of this trade. We watched it. We didn't take it because we wanted to see what was going to happen down in this area here. Okay, so we stayed out of that trade. Then we came down. We rebalanced this 1 hour gap. Okay, it's a bullish fair value gap that's coming from Friday's price action over here. Actually, this is overnight price action. And then looking for a signal. So we got our first signal right here. We've got a signal on the power band. So we follow our rules. We wait for that signal candle to close. One tick above, we enter in. Okay, we cover are at the swing low. And then we target 1-to-1. Right now, because we've been in accumulation, we look to be in a range here. I'm only looking at 1-to-1 until I see really clear signs of momentum. I'm also gun shy about 2R right now just because we had such a bullish week last week. I am expecting a little bit of ranging to happen on a no news Monday. So jumped in here. This is a 1R trade, so 18 points on gold, and that was a winner. We did see our pivot pattern form here. Okay, so we were then, after we exited this, we were looking for an entry, our pivot pattern entry, and we got a signal here. Again, this is one we stayed out of, and I'll explain why. So we got our pivot pattern. We did have a pullback into the order block, okay, or power block if you're trading the old system, and then we had a break above it, so you would have entered here. The reason why we didn't take this trade and why we would want to stay out of something like this is we're back at top of range. We're running into the previous day high, which you can see has been acting as resistance during the entire London session. Okay, so we understood that there was a risk of us getting rejected here, in which case you would have been stopped out. What we talked about waiting for was for price to come down, which we did. We got our pivot pattern. We wanted to see a deeper pullback into one of the fair value gaps in the displacement leg coming out, confirming the pattern. And so we got that here. Price came down, rebalanced this fair value gap at the same time using opening range low as support. And then we got this signal on this candle right here. And so triggered in, signal candle right here. It closed. We put our order one tick above the swing high of the signal candle. Again, we're just targeting 1R today. And you can see that went to full target. So here, if you were to follow those rules, this is 18 points, so that's $1,800 for one gold contract, or $180 per micro contract. And this one is 1,400 and a half, just shy of a half, for one mini gold contract, or 144 for one per micro contract. So you can scale accordingly, but that is the price action from this morning's New York session. For gold, I typically start the New York session at 8 o'clock. So we just spent time charting out, looking at things, watching what side we might manipulate out of this accumulation zone. Again, accumulation, we manipulated down and then expecting some degree of distribution to the upside. Not expecting much from price today. We've already moved a good 58 points since New York midnight. And so not expecting a lot from price at this point. If we see good momentum come up where we take out the overnight high and pull back, I might consider a continuation pattern for further upside. But that's it for now. If there's anything more in the afternoon, I'll post an update on that.